Tributes to Prince Philip have begun circulating, giving us glimpses into a complicated but service-driven man who was described as perhaps the world's best-known stay-at-home husband. Family members have given us rare personal insights. Prince Harry honoured his grandpa's barbecue skills, his banter, and his cheek. Prince William hinted at who he was as a great-grandfather, the kind of person who picked up his great-grandkids in a horse-drawn carriage to teach them a thing or two about mischief and adventure. Many of the 780 civil society organisations that Prince Philip once worked for have also offered tributes. The World Wildlife Fund, for example, called the Prince a tireless champion for the environmental cause and a passionate ambassador for conservation issues around the world for decades. Noting that Prince Philip had done work in 50 countries on 5 continents on the organisation's behalf. Beyond written and spoken salutes, the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral will also symbolically honour his life. A personal flag will be draped over his coffin to represent his heritage. And Buckingham Palace recently announced that during Prince Philip's funeral procession, the Prince will be transported via a purpose-built Land Rover that Prince Philip himself helped design. As per The Sun, the Land Rover in question is a hybrid and chosen to honour the Prince's work promoting environmental sustainability. The Sun has also reported, to the surprise scepticism of many, that the royal family chose a woolen, 100% biodegradable casket for the Duke of Edinburgh. The idea of a woolen coffin isn't as new age as it might sound. Were Prince Philip to be laid to rest in wool, in some ways, his funeral would pay tribute to UK history. In the 1660s, England passed a law ensuring that the dead be wrapped only in wool to stimulate the country's wool industry. Those burying their loved ones were required to swear that they had not shrouded the deceased in anything made or mingled with flax, hemp, silk, hair, gold, or silver. Witnesses were furthermore required to confirm woolen burials, and authorities issued fines to enforce the law. There's a second reason to speculate that the Duke of Edinburgh may indeed have intended to be buried in wool. It seems that the wool coffin manufacturer in question has strong ties to Buckingham Palace, which knows the quality of its workmanship. Namely, the parent company also made Prince William and Prince Harry's military wedding garbs. Then there's the fact that Prince Charles once invited its director, Thomas Hainsworth, to an event where he joked, "I have discovered a company that makes a woolen coffin. Coffins, ladies and gentlemen, to die for." There is some precedence to break royal tradition. In 2002, Princess Margaret was cremated because, as reported by The Guardian, she allegedly thought of burials as too gloomy. It's not a breach of etiquette that makes the Duke of Edinburgh's reported funeral plans unlikely, but rather simply this: a wool coffin may not be practical for Prince Philip. For the purposes of ground burials, woolen coffins are undoubtedly environmentally friendly. Buckingham Palace recently confirmed that Prince Philip will be laid to rest in the Royal Burial Vault located at St George's Chapel, home to 10 British monarchs. A vault would be above ground. Up until now, royal tradition dictates that coffins should and have been lined with lead and not cardboard. There's a very good reason for that. Lead-lined coffins can be sealed effectively to keep moisture out and toxins in. Without substantial alterations, a wool casket would be unlikely to survive long in the prince's final resting place. Lining a wool coffin with lead also seems counterproductive. For safety reasons, UK law furthermore requires any casket kept above ground to be sealed. So, is there an answer to this casket intrigue? Sort of. According to the Daily Mail, Prince Philip will be laid to rest in an oak coffin that is indeed lead-lined. He will arrive at St George's Chapel in his requested eco-friendly casket, but then transferred to a more appropriate vessel for his ultimate final rest.